Hey everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 2.5 how-to video. Now in today's special video, I'll be doing a how-to on the bulky vendors, the only rare heartless in Kingdom Hearts 2, 2.5, and 2 Final Mix. Now a little bit of background info on the bulky vendors. Now these guys may look menacing, but they are completely harmless. Okay, even though they have an HP, they do not have any kind of attacks or anything like that. You don't have to attack them. Now, for this method, I will be showing you how to guarantee that they spawn in all 5 worlds. Guaranteed. Okay, that is guaranteed. Now, a little bit before we start, on the right side of the screen, you see 4 different types of capsules. Now, these are the prize capsules you get from the bulky vendors. Now, starting from the most common, the Capsule Prize, and then the second rare capsule, and then the more uncommon limited capsule, and then the rarest, the prime capsule. Now, the basic gist with these bulky vendors is these capsules will contain Serenity items, so from shard all the way to crystals. You also have a slight chance of getting orichalcums. Now, this is great for anybody who needs to get those Serenity Crystals or orichalcums. Now, to begin, for this method to work, you need to go to the title screen and load a save file that has been saved on the world map. Okay, and as you can see here, it says world map. Now, to begin, you need to head over to the Land of the Dragons. Okay, and once here, you need to go to the Bamboo Grove. Now, this is where I like to start because it's very close to the spot where there should be a bulky vendor. So once here, go on into the next area called Encampment, and into the next area after that called Checkpoint. So this is the area in which you should find a bulky vendor, but if you don't, this is when you need to use this method to guarantee that you have bulky vendors spawn in the other 4 worlds. Now, in order to do this, we're going to be using room transitions, okay, 3 times. Now, that was 1, this is 2, and that's 3. So once you do that, head on back to the save point and go back to the world map. Now, what this does, it sends out alerts to the other worlds to make the bulky vendors spawn, okay, to make them show up, basically, okay. So next world you need to go to, and please do these in order, the order that I'm doing them in, otherwise it won't work. So Olympus Coliseum, Underworld. Now when you enter the Underworld, head to the right and into the Cave of the Dead. Now, as you can see here, we have our first set of bulky vendors. Now, one quick thing before I begin, when I first started doing this without the method I'm using, I thought they were gone when they disappeared like that, but that's not true. They are just in hiding. And to bring them out of hiding, you have to destroy any or all breakable objects in that room. So you see, now they're out. So what I suggest, and this is for any of these, they will spawn with heartless. So go ahead and defeat those heartless and then lock on to the bulky vendor. Now, as you can see, you have a reaction command. Okay, and you can see up in the upper right hand corner that they have a health bar. They have 4 of them to be exact. Now, to get your prize capsule, you have to let the health bar run down. And as you can see, I waited too long. Once they run out of health, they disappear. So once you're done there, head on to the save point and back into the world map. Now, from this point, like I said, do these in order, okay? I'll leave a full list in the description. Just make sure you do these in order because it will mess up if you don't do it in order. So next is Beast Castle, and you need to go to the West Hall. And like I said before, there are breakable objects, so destroy one and you destroy them all. And I know I'm going to be a broken record on this, defeat those heartless, especially if you're playing in critical mode, level 1, you will not last a second with those Crimson Jazz. Now, one helpful piece of advice that I really think will benefit you guys, when you're chasing the bulky vendors, you really want to try and chase them into a corner, because for me, it seems that I've had the best luck of getting that prime capsule when they run into a corner. That way, they don't have anywhere else to run and they're right there next to you. Okay, so that really helped me when doing this. So next world, you need to go to Halloween Town and go to Christmas Town. Now, as you can see here, we have 2 bulky vendors. Now, in order to get them, you have to spin the carousel because there's no breakable objects. And like I said before, defeat those heartless. But I want to talk a little bit about the Capsule Prizes real quick. Now, for the Capsule Prizes, the Capsule Prize, which is the most common one, you'll get a Serenity Shard. Serenity Stones are in the rare capsules. And then the limited capsules give you Serenity Gems. And as you can see here, I also got an Orichalcum, and those are chance based. Okay, I think that if you get a limited capsule or a prime capsule, you have a greater chance of getting an Orichalcum. But you can get an Orichalcum even with a Serenity Shard. It's just a higher chance. So next you need to go to Agrabah. And at the palace gates, you go through the doors into the bazaar. Now, as you can see, I just want to point out one weird thing. As you can see, there were 2 bulky vendors. Okay, but if you just noticed right there, Sora was kind of in the way, but one of the bulky vendors disappeared. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why that is. Okay, I've seen other, videos on this method, and it does the same thing, but they've never actually explained why that is or why that happens.
Let's go.
So you can ask me in the comment section below, but I don't think I can actually give you an answer. Now, for the other methods, they would normally tell you to go back to the world map, save, go back to the title screen, and reload your save file and start from scratch. Step 1. But if you do this right and you room transition in this area 3 times, guess what? The bulky vendors are back. Okay, so all you have to do now is backtrack, and you don't have to waste time with saving, going back to the title screen, reloading your save file, and starting from the beginning. You can just backtrack, and as you can see here, they're back in Christmas Town. Okay, so like I said, hit that carousel and you'll be able to get the bulky vendors in here. Now, this is good for me because I just feel that it's a huge waste if you reload your game, save, go back to the title screen and all that crap. There's just no sense in it. If you can respawn the bulky vendors, isn't that much better than just doing all that and starting from the beginning? You know, so you see, this way you can go back to the Moogle shop and turn in all of your Serenity items. So, like I said before, we are going in reverse this time, so just head on back to Beast Castle. Now, for this next part, I'm just going to let it play through. I'm actually going to fast forward, and I'm going to shut up for a little bit, and just to prove to you that I didn't do anything different to get these bulky vendors to spawn again or anything special that I'm not showing you, I'm just going to let it play through back to the Land of Dragons, just to prove that this does in fact work. So now, once you're back in the Land of the Dragons, This time, unlike the first time, you will in fact have a bulky vendor spawn at the checkpoint. So see there, we have our bulky vendor. So just destroy any breakable objects, destroy those heartless, and get your bulky vendor. Now this area doesn't really have any corners, so it's kind of tricky to stay close, but you know, you can do it. Now, since we're back at the beginning at the Land of the Dragons, you can keep going. Okay, just do your 3 room transitions and head back to the save point. Now, just to prove again that this wasn't a fluke or anything like that, that you can do this over and over and over again from start to finish to start, I will show you Olympus Coliseum and Beast Castle one more time. So that is it, guys, and I hope this has helped at least someone. From this point, you can just go save your game, because I'm sure you've gotten a ton of Serenity items and orichalcums. You can even go back to the title menu just to kind of refresh the game and make sure you have bulky vendors. But this has been the how-to guide on how to get bulky vendors to spawn guaranteed. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more content. Any comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.